how Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining can actually help make energy markets more efficient. Please welcome to the stage, Jaakko.
Is there a clicker to...
Can you please make a hand sign and a hand gesture so they can switch to the next slide?
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Jaakko. Let's wait for the slides to be ready. All right. So my talk is about Bitcoin and the energy evolution. I am the co-founder of a Bitcoin mining company in Finland. Let's get the clicker. All right. So my mining journey started at my student apartment many years ago. I mined with free electricity. Obviously, there was a lot of heat and a lot of noise. In 2021, we scaled our operation and founded the company Nordblock. We got immediately hit with the energy crisis, and Finland got hit especially bad. So the average prices were around 500 euros per megawatt hour. Mining was basically unprofitable. There were a few hours each day that we could actually turn the ASICs on. So what we had to do is really start thinking that what kind of asset this ASIC miner is. Obviously, one thing that an ASIC can do is do SHA-256 calculations, which the Bitcoin network uses to secure the blockchain and generates revenue for the ones running the ASIC, the miners. Still, the problem was that if we had a 2-hour slot per day to mine, we weren't sure that we would actually mine in a pool that would mine a block. Luckily, full paper share pools started being more common. So what full paper share basically means that each hash can have a value, and the risk of finding the block is moved on the pool side. But this was great for us. So if there were even a few hours each day that we could mine on those hours and be profitable. Another one, which was obvious from the student apartment mining days, was the heat. So all electrical energy that is put into ASIC is turned into thermal energy. And Finland, as a cold country, the heat need was pretty obvious. So we did, first we did immersion mining. So because liquid is more dense than air, we could much more easily capture the heat and then move it into nearby buildings. Finland also has a really sophisticated district heating network that currently uses biomass plants to heat like different municipalities or small towns and even cities. So now what we're doing is that we are replacing these biomass plants with Bitcoin miners and generating the heat that way, which is a nice additional revenue source. Heat can also be used to dry things, for example, drying fruit, drying wood, and this reduces the cost of transportation as they weigh less. The FPPS pools brought us a lot of flexibility. And from that flexibility, we could adjust our power consumption of the miners. So, as in many countries, the energy production profile, so how energy is generated, has become more weather dependent, meaning that there is more solar, more wind production, and that creates fluctuations in the production amount of the electricity and also in the electricity pricing. So basically, when it's really windy, in Finland we see very low prices, and then again, when it's cold and there isn't any wind, the prices go high. But with using FPPS pools, we can play around with those prices so that we're always mining profitably. Here you can see one of our mining containers from last September. On the blue, you can see the power consumption of the container in kilowatt hours. In the green, you can see the spot electricity price. And in the red is basically Bitcoin mining generated revenue. So as you can see, when the spot electricity prices, the green one, rises over the red line, which is the Bitcoin mining revenue, we have turned off our machines. This way, we lose uptime, but we run a more profitable business. There are also intraday markets in many countries, so you can basically trade an electrical position during the day, just before the moment that it's going to actually be used. And there is lots of volatility in intraday markets, and the volatility is increasing due to more wind and solar production. So you can see that the fluctuations here, the most fluctuating hours go from around 50 euros per megawatt, even up to 350 euros per megawatt. And that can be traded, that each slot can be traded many times. So if we are successful in trading it, we run our machines so that we have actually, the last trade is that we have bought energy, we put the machines on. But for example, on these slots, we could have sold the electricity position we had with a really high revenue and profitability, and then just keep our miners off. Okay, then there's more flexibility, because we were really struggling in 2021 with running a large mining company and not being able to lock in electricity prices and having these crazy fluctuations. So there are physical constraints on electricity grids. So the electricity grid needs to be in a certain frequency zone to work properly. In Finland and Europe, it's 50 hertz, and I believe in the US and El Salvador, it's 60 hertz. But nevertheless, there are markets for stabilizing the grid. And with this flexible asset, you can participate in those and get an extra revenue source, again, besides mining and intraday trading and spot market trading and heat. So the best thing for the grid and the producers of electricity is that the frequency will be stable all the time, and all excess energy can be monetized by Bitcoin miners. We use mining management software called Hashman to bring this all together, because it's a really complex thing, because you have so many markets that we have to participate in, and this has really helped us a lot. So as you can see here on this chart, there are a few hours that the mining was close to break even, or we participated in some kind of demand response program and dropped the load. Well, this all sounds really good, but we've faced many problems, and the biggest problem is the word Bitcoin. When we talk with energy companies, we present all the benefits that we can do with this flexible computing solution. But immediately when we mention the word Bitcoin, the conversation stops. But as in all adoption, education is really important, and I want to highlight Dirty Coin, the Bitcoin mining documentary, and also Consensus Network that has translated many Bitcoin books in different languages. And these have helped us a lot on educating energy companies, educating energy producers, heating companies, etc. So, what happens when the energy companies get it? They want to be paid in Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is interesting because Lightning Network enables real-time value transfer. And electricity is also real-time energy transfer. So what I believe that will happen in the future is that energy producers will demand to be paid in BTC. And now when you have your home electricity contract, use the electricity, then you get billed at the end of the month or in the middle of the next month. So this way, the energy producer or the energy company can be paid immediately, and they have less risk on the customer actually paying the electricity bill. So the energy company can actually offer discounts on the energy because of less risk, and this will also speed up the consumer adoption side of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin mining, it can take advantage of all the abundant electricity that is generated, which means that the electricity producers are more profitable, which means more electricity production will be built, which means there's more abundant energy, which means there will be more Bitcoin miners. And this way, Bitcoin mining will be integrated into all energy infrastructure. I found this picture today morning on Twitter, and I think it's a great visualization that there is actually no such thing as a low energy rich country. So if we really want to have a good well-being and great infrastructure, etc., we need to use a lot of energy. At least in Europe, the narrative that comes from the European Union is that we should use less energy. But as many Bitcoiners know, the more energy we use, the better it is for everyone. And using more energy, we can actually scale our civilization on the Kardashev scale. So Kardashev scale is basically a measurement of how advanced the civilization is. And well, we aren't even on the first step of that. If I remember correctly, the first step is something like you can use all the energy that is generated on your planet. So in the future, Bitcoin mining infrastructure will be integrated directly into the electrical infrastructure. The grid will be stable. All energy that is produced will be used either by consumers of energy, electrical energy, or then by Bitcoin miners. And this loop that I showed previously, it will just speed up and it will create more innovation to the energy infrastructure and energy production and help humanity scale up. Thank you.